Now that we've wrapped up our study in 2nd Peter, we're going to move on now, and we're going to look at how we can possibly apply some of these principles and growth in daily life. And I think we have to look at the parable of the sower. It's one of my favorite parables, and I look at it a little bit differently than a lot of people do, maybe, possibly, or maybe I'm just conceited, one of the two. We're going to go ahead and go to Matthew 13, and you can find this in Mark and Luke. I don't think it's in John, but you can also find it in Mark in chapter 4 and Luke in chapter 8. And we're going to go ahead and read this and start in verse 3. Then he told them many things in parables, saying, A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among the thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. He who has ears, let him hear. A couple things I want to look at. And we're going to break this down probably over 4 weeks, I think, again. And the first thing we need to look at is 1 and 4. There's 4 situations here, I believe. The scattering the seed along the path, the rocky places, the thorns, and then the good soil. So there's 4 different things. First thing is we have to spread seed. We can't just sit alone and be in church and worship and just be among each other. No, we are called to go spread seed. Now, is all of our seed going to land on good soil? Obviously not. No, it's not. It can't. That's what he's saying here is farmers go out at this time, they're spreading the seed by hand, and they're just letting it fall where it is. But here's the deal. One of the 4 seeds in this example, which I think is very similar to the world today, says 1 in 4 people, or 1 in 4 of these seeds, finds good soil. 1 in 4 people out there is, quote, good soil. This is my interpretation, my belief. Go ahead and read through Matthew, and Jesus explains this parable, and I look at it, and that's obviously the best way to look at it. This is just another way that I look at this parable, and he's saying here you have 1 in 4 people at any given moment that are ready to accept the gospel, to be good seeds and in good fertile soil. So what we have to do is we have to spread it, and then hope that it lands in good soil. Now, 1 in 4, seems kind of low. But here's the deal: in a city like Hayes, where I am now, which is a mid-sized city, we got about 19 to 20,000 people. Now, half of those people are either Lutheran or Catholic, and there's probably 1,000 to 2,000 atheists. So you're looking at 11,000 people there, 11,000, maybe 12,000 people that are either very set, or like I've talked to several people that aren't necessarily, they are Catholic in name, but if they would go to another church or another denomination or something like that, their family would almost disown them. So you kind of take those out. There's still hope for them. I'm not saying you can't just go talk to them about it or whatever, especially if they're not very, very set. What I'm saying, those people are very hard to reach or to talk to in religious matters. Now, then you take all of the other denominations around in town, and that's another, let's say 4,000 to 5,000, let's say 5,000, okay? So all of a sudden, you're down to 16,000, so maybe 400 people left. 1 in 4 people, that's at least 100 people that are out there that are willing right now to go talk to. Now, in a congregation the size of Hayes that we have is like 30. Now, if we got an extra 100 people, because we just go out there and we talk and we evangelize, it's 130 people that we can have immediately almost. We just got to go work, and we got to go look for it. And a lot of people don't necessarily, they know they believe in God, but they don't know why, they don't know how, they don't know what it really does. And I think that factors into it. And if we can teach them, then we get them into the doors, and they learn, and then they can become seeds that even produce more. Maybe not in the town of Hayes, but certainly all around the world, spreading the good news and spreading the kingdom. So I think it's very important for us to see and realize that 1 in 4 people we meet every day, 1 in 4, okay, can be persuaded to become a Christian. And I think that's very important. And it's not one of those things where we are such a minority or it's so taboo. It's the old thing that never discuss religion and politics. If you care about someone, if you truly apply the principles of agape, I think you have to bring this up. I think it is your duty. And I think it comes from your love from inside to bring this up and to realize that 1 in 4 people you come in contact with are ready to accept. Now next week and the next couple of weeks, we're going to explore the concept of how do we change people's soil, or what do we do with people that come in but might be choked out, or that might be in too shallow or something like that, and really helping people. And maybe we got a lot of people that are that should be in the good soil that we just need to move over, or maybe we can start creating better soil for people and removing the terrible things that are in their lives and create